Ladies and gentlemen, they are going after Tucker Carlson, and they are going after him hard. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to UnwokeThoughts. Today we are talking about my good friend Tucker Carlson, the bravest journalist in the United States, the only true American. Okay, I don't know about the only true American, but he is a true patriot. This guy has balls of steel going into the Kremlin, going to Russia, facing backlash from mainstream media and basically all of the United States who are not America first, who do not abide by the values, by American values that say it is your right as an American citizen to make up your mind for yourself, to weigh information and decide for yourself what you think is going on, to look at both sides of a problem and consider for yourself what is happening. But they don't want you to think about those types of things, guys. They want you only to think one-dimensionally, and that is why you have the European Union is now considering sanctions. Yeah. Tucker Carlson is being sanctioned almost like North Korea or something like that against Tucker for interviewing Putin. Tucker Carlson, who is a journalist, he is a journalist and he is facing sanctions for doing his job in interviewing Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. This was a tweet by Vivek Ramaswamy, and we're going to get a little bit more into more of the details surrounding this. And Vivek says, but think about it. There's no way that you could ever dare to do that to a prominent U.S. figure without implicit blessings from their counterparts in the U.S. government. So wait, you're telling me that the U.S. government want to sanction Tucker Carlson? Oh, no way. That would never happen. Not in a million years. We have free speech, remember? We have the Constitution. Yeah, you mean the Constitution that is trampled on every single day by not just the Democrat Party, but now the Republican Party. The Republican and the Democrats, they're the same thing. They're the uniparty. We all know that, guys. But the Constitution don't mean anything to a bunch of individuals who lead our country who are only worried about themselves. They are self-serving, disgusting people who are in our government. And we all know it. We see it with our very own eyes, and it is infuriating. And then to see how they are trying to treat Tucker Carlson for simply interviewing somebody, displaying American values, providing information to everyone, whether or not you agree with Putin or not. They want to treat you as if you are a child and say, no, you have to be distanced from this information because you just might, you might hear something that, that's not good for you. It's just not good for you. But guys, let's look at this exclusive. Tucker Carlson, this is from Newsweek, could face sanctions over Putin interview. Wow. Tucker Carlson's interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin could see the conservative pundit targeted by European Union lawmakers. Current and former members of the European Parliament have told Newsweek. While they actually are admitting this. This is crazy. Like these people are going full mask off. They're going full communist. They're saying we want to sanction somebody for talking to somebody else. And they're saying it with a straight face, not ironically, not laughing like, ha ha ha, this is a joke. No, this is what we want to do. Carlson visited Russia this week and on Tuesday revealed he would soon be releasing an interview with the Russian leader. Carlson's work in Russia could see the former Fox News host in hot water with the EU. Guy Verhofstadt, I don't know how to say this name, a former Belgian prime minister. I don't know who Guy is, but I do not like this guy, okay? I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm going full mask off. I do not like Guy. And current member of the European Parliament told Newsweek, the lawmaker who has called for the EU to explore imposing a travel ban. Ooh. They want to restrict Carlson's freedom of movement. On Carlson, described Carlson as a mouthpiece of former President Donald Trump. And there it is. Let's all give him a hand clap for being so original. Yes, these people, they're so predictable. And Putin. So Donald Trump and Putin, just two peas in a pod here, adding as Putin is a war criminal and the EU sanctions all who assist him in that effort, it seems logical that the External Action Service examine his case as well. It's really funny because this interview hasn't even come out yet, and they are already calling Tucker Carlson a mouthpiece of the Kremlin. guys. They don't even know what the interview is about. They don't even know what sort of information is relayed in this interview. But Tucker Carlson is assisting Putin in his war criminal efforts, and EU sanctions must be considered. Incredible stuff. But Newsweek contacted the Tucker Carlson network by email to request comment on Wednesday morning. So they are requesting comment over this ridiculous potential action by the European Union. They're not being critical of this whatsoever. They're just kind of displaying, oh, this is just news. But when Newsweek or some of these other media companies, when they talk about Tucker Carlson or Trump, they always inject in their little words and opinions. But here, they're just requesting Tucker Carlson to comment on this. Yeah, Tucker Carlson does not owe them a comment. This is ridiculous, and we all know it. But this is not all, guys, because Ukraine, and this is, what a surprise. Ukraine sergeant calls Tucker Carlson enemy of humanity for Russia visit. Okay, not just sanctioning now. He's an enemy of humanity, guys. Like, guys, Tucker Carlson is your enemy, and not just your enemy, guys. No. Not just there, not just that. Not just so low as he's just enemy of a few people. No, Tucker Carlson is an enemy of humanity for talking to somebody, for interviewing a head of state. Yes, enemy of humanity, an American who is serving in Ukraine's military. Yeah, wow, this is an American even. You know, I'm going to speak for all of us when I say this person is not an American. To be an American, I feel like you should have American values. This person is not an American. For simply going after somebody and calling him an enemy of humanity for talking to another person, freedom of speech. Remember, we have the Constitution. But that makes Tucker an enemy of humanity. But this American who is serving in Ukraine's military has blasted conservative media personality Tucker Carlson for his visit to Russia. Quote, Carlson isn't just an enemy of democracy. He is an enemy of humanity itself. Sarah Ashton Carrillo, a junior sergeant in Kyiv's armed forces, told Newsweek Carlson arrived in Moscow last Thursday, according to various Russian media outlets, and he has been pictured at various spots. Oh, the humanity, such as the Bolshoi Theater. His visit immediately launched speculation that he would soon interview Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin. Okay, I must admit, the Kremlin is kind of a cool name, guys. I'm not like a Russia fan or anything like that, but the Kremlin, I always thought that was kind of a sweet name. I don't know. Maybe I'm an enemy of humanity now. But they declined to comment when asked about a possible talk between Putin and Carlson. Meanwhile, when a reporter from the pro-Kremlin newspaper Izvestia told Carlson on Monday if he would interview Putin while in Moscow, the former Fox News host said, we'll see. Well, guys, we know that when he said we'll see, he already saw, and he's been there, and he's interviewed the man. In comments made exclusively to Newsweek, Ashton, who arrived in Ukraine in March 2022 to work as a journalist. She arrived in March to work as a journalist before enlisting in the armed forces of Ukraine. So we have an American enlisting in the Ukraine armed forces. Wait a second. I almost think that she is a traitor. She's enlisting in the armed forces of a different country. That should not be okay. That is not okay. But she denounced Carlson's trip to Russia. Quote, despite trying to project an alpha male attitude. Oh, so this is what it comes down to. This is chauvinism. This is toxic masculinity. Tucker Carlson is a toxic man. Okay, guys, I don't think anyone would call Tucker Carlson the epitome of masculinity. He's awesome. I love the guy. But come on. Trying to project an alpha male attitude. This is laughable. Tucker Carlson has shown time and again he is simply the Kremlin's favorite court eunuch. Ashton said. Wait, Ashton, is that a girl name or a guy name? Guys, I really don't know. But Tucker's inability to decipher fact from fiction makes him better suited to host a reboot of The Twilight Zone than be given the opportunity to engage in the rambling theories favored by war criminals such as Vlad Putin. Ashton continued. Loving the United States is about embracing values such as individual liberty and community-wide freedoms, yet Carlson's dedicated space on his show to topics such as the dead Russian chaos agent Gonzalo Lira and alleged human traffickers such as Andrew Tate. Yeah, all of these people are interesting to talk to, Ashton. You should know that because you were a journalist. Who are you interviewing? Zelensky? That's fine, but maybe, add some variety in your diet. Interview people that you don't agree with. maybe you will realize that, hey, my old ways were a little bit fascist, and I don't want to be like that. Lira, a Chilean American, died in a Ukrainian jail last month after being imprisoned for allegedly spreading pro-Kremlin propaganda and then violating his bail conditions. Carlson has raised questions about Lira's detention and death. Ashton's work in Ukraine has gained international attention, especially during a since-concluded tenure as a spokesperson for the Territorial Defense Forces of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Her transgender identity, okay, there it is right there. So I was right. It's a man. I'm just going to come out and say it. Ashton is a man, okay? Sorry, YouTube. Has been the subject of attacks by Russian media as well as by American conservative activist talk show host Charlie Kirk on Monday, Russia's state financial watchdog. I'm not going to even attempt this word. I'm going to attempt it. Rosfin monitoring add Ashton to its list of extremists and terrorists. In her comments to Newsweek, Ashton said she would be willing to go before Congress to testify about Carlson. She's willing to go all the way to Congress to testify about one journalist talking to somebody else. That's incredible. Wow. These people, they're just insane. Maybe it's time Tucker and I are called to the Senate to testify and figure if Tucker Carlson really is the foreign agent he clearly seems to show himself off to be, she said. Wow, guys. This is absolutely incredible. What do you guys think about this, guys? I mean, I don't really have much else to say. This is crazy. Tucker Carlson being called an enemy of humanity, potentially facing sanctions in the European Union, probably the stamp of approval from the United States government. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that Tucker Carlson should be facing sanctions? Do you think Tucker Carlson is an enemy of humanity? Let me know down below in the comments what you think, because I am not a fascist and I care about what other people think, even if I don't like them or agree with them. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.